Hello YouTube fans, here again, and I thought I'd do a comedy of one of the most disturbing films ever made. Banned in 31 countries, that being the infamous Cannibal Ferox. Say it again, Cannibal Ferox. Come out in 1981, yep, it was a video nasty, and like I just said, I'll repeat myself, banned in 31 countries. The acting, I've got to admit, is naff, and the dubbing is even worse. So I'm going to mute it, and nevertheless, I'm going to do a comedy on it. Why not? Why not? So we get a date opening. This was done by Vivid. It's also done by a lot of other jumpinists. I do like the fact it has Vivid on it. And the one where you could tell when this is the uncut one, you hear a woman's voice, and I'm going to have it on mute, so I'll get a naughty letter from YouTube. You get a woman's voice telling everybody about this being one of the most violent movies ever made. Ooh, scary. So this is definitely the uncut one. The uncut one. If, without being dark, if you ever want to see this uncut in the UK, make sure you've got an NTSC. So this is you get a child now. The woman, like I just said, saying that this is the most disturbing film ever made. Away we like. As I was about to say, if you ever want to see this film in its totally uncut format, you'd have to get it from Amazon. Get it from eBay, get it anywhere, and try and get an American version of it. That's how I got it. Because in the UK, this film is cut to shit. Understandably, it was a video nasty, and it was banned in 31 countries. We got this start of this young lad, bit of dopey looking, he's walking about. The music down reminds me a bit of the music what was used in Eating Alive. You got a bit of discotheque music. You get that. Hopefully you can see me, it's a bit dark today. So you got this one lad, like I say, he walks in this fucking pace. It's about going in a pace at the one time at the one pace. You got these people, you got an idea, they're sort of drug dealers or something. And if you think you've seen this one lad before, he appeared in Cannibal Holocaust. Which is kind of funny because same year when he did Cannibal Holocaust and people thought he got murdered, he also did City of the Living Dead in this very small scene in that. You got this one guy, looks a bit like an old fellow, slapping him about, and then this other guy. The acting here is a bit of shit. If I could put sound on, you see why. Where's this motherfucker? Seriously, that's his acting. Where is this motherfucker? Come on, shit face. Seriously, you thought my acting was shit? This is the acting. The dubbing's shit. To shoot him, but it's not really bloody. It's like armour sword. These bits here you can just cut out. They don't really give a shit about the drug dealers. They don't give a shit about what's going on in New York. But this bit I do give a shit about. You've got this couple, right? In the college students. You believe that, you believe anything. You got one girl in it with blonde hair, and you got this other girl called Barbara, who, funny enough, appeared in one film before called, if you remember, what was also a video nasty, House at the Edge of the Park. Well-known film with David S. Same actor that appeared in Last House on the Left. And there's a lad in it later on. Who's funny enough was also in City of the Living Dead. I remember it was right, she was making out with him in this, and in this, in it again. The actress Barbara, that a good actress, except for the dubbing doesn't do her any favours. I think she's one of the best ones in it, apart from that plays a bluffer. And I did this film its due, I did it its due. I actually thought the bluffer was going to be the lead. He gets killed halfway in the film, and as he sort of takes over being the lead. This bit's here, give it a take it. It comes out, it's a slow burn. You got this guy warning them not to go off the jungle. It's cannibal infested because they're fucking thick. They don't listen to him. So they're on a boat, they're riding a door. Some of the music was, funny enough, would be lifted in Eating Alive one day before. There's a lot of animal cruelty in this, just like most of the cannibal films. So word of warning. There's a bit here where the actors, I remember right there, it could be Barbara, it could be right in one there, the sis, the deer, the blonde there, I've just got on that. Hooks are fucking loaded with some sting. There's definitely a lot of animal cruelty in this. I just noticed it then, they did it on purpose. Different era, different time, not like I'm justifying it. But This is the film where the woman with the blonde hair gets up, just cut out in the UK. She gets up by her breasts with barbed wire. Very disturbing scene, very disturbing. And it reminds me a bit of The Man from Mars. You remember the famous Western film where a guy gets up by his breast, but in this they don't do it as elimination, they do it to kill her. And I always loved to know how they did that effect because it really, really does look realistic. Like she was up by her breasts and she bled to death. Some effects you can see how they've done it. You can see the effect. It's a fake penis, a fake head, a fake this. But that one, it really did look realistic. So I always love to know how they did that scene, even though it sounds fucked up. So they're walking in the jungle, and again, you see like a rodent here, but I'm not going to say getting cussed to death by some big fucking snake. Very hard scene to watch. Then it was cut from the UK. I don't mind the animal cooler being cut out, but the rest of it, it's up to you if you don't like. If you don't like blood and gore, this was actually in America. This was called "Make Them Die Slowly," and it was a hardcore bloodbath, blood feast, cannibal film. And if you ever watched the original trailer, you can definitely see why. It was supposed to be a rip-off of Cannibal Holocaust. It's a fine funny because you get two actors who are in this. You got the one actor you may remember appeared in Eating Alive, and was also in Cannibal Holocaust. In this, I didn't really give a shit about his character, to be honest. I've seen it here and there, but like I said, the bits in nude art I thought was fucking boring. It's a bit of a slow burn, but it definitely gets bloodthirsty as the film goes on. So you got a brother walking around looking like a fucking knob. And then they bump into the main villain. He's been in a few things, this guy. He's been in, like I say, he was in, let me think, he was in Out at the Edge of the Park, he was in City of the Living Dead. And the funny thing is, almost every film he appears in, he gets killed. He gets killed in this and all. So the dickhead's messing around with some cannibal dirt. I remember how he gets shot in the head. And his mate's doing a story about him looking for diamonds and how they ripped this Indian fella off and they torture him to death. Lovely, eh? But his big mistake is he ends up in a village full of cannibals. But then he goes for the fucking film. So the sister's warning the brother to fuck off, but they don't because they're fucking dada. The dad do some bit here where some cannibals and meeting into people, this dead guy's ducks and they're eating it again, cut from the UK. You want to see all that? Get it. Get the American one. If you've got a Blu-ray, a DVD player, we could do NTSC, get that. Because it's cut to shit in the UK. So the munching on this dead guy's ducks. Word of advice, don't eat where you're watching the scene. If you've got a fake art, you might fall up. I don't mind, I've seen blood and gore before, I know it's all effects. So the cannibal attacks the people, they cut the lad's penis off. It's, by the way, in the UK that was censored out. Again, graphic. Seeing a guy getting his doodah cut off and then getting eaten by a cannibal. Definitely doesn't fuck about. But I remember right there, I think her name could have been Phyllis. Yeah, it was Phyllis. It's been Barbara's the sister. She's the one that gets up by her breasts and the stone bag gets half his head cut off and so on. They're a hard scene to watch. There's a bit where they put this guy on this wood thing and it's holding his head and half his head gets cut off. That's the only bit, but then even then was censored out. They're all dipping in, eating this fucking brains. Her mate's dangling by her boobs, bled to death. So it is an hard film to watch. Really is hard. If you don't like hardcore, corn, graphic, blood and gore, you don't know what like Cannibal Ferox. Like I say, it was banging a few cunts. Got this young lad, he saves, I think, Barbara. That was Barbara, yeah, I think it could be Barbara or Phyllis. That good actress, that pretty in that era. He saves her, and the dopey fucker accidentally walks into one of his own taps and gets killed because he's a fucking knob. And these people are poaching for monkeys, and by accident they find Barbara. They find her on mud and she's in agony, she's in pain. But I've got to admit, a performance at the end does rub off because, unlike Eating Alive, the sister saw the sister get killed, and it's all laughing and joking in this. You've got the idea she'll never be the same person, but she survived. Her brother got killed, the stumbags got killed, her mate got killed, and she's the only one that got out of Dodds. I do admit it didn't really need distal music at the end. Didn't need that fucking shit. Just done it where it paused with a face, then you got the words coming up, no music, totally silent. I felt that would have been a better ending. They felt they sort of cut the copper out and the fucking woman and the fucking wannabe fucking dance to drug dealers. They could cut all that out and just concentrate on the people in the jungle. I felt it would have been a better pace film, but Cannibal Ferox, it's definitely not for everybody's cup of tea. It definitely is sorts of porn. Is it a rip-off of Farm? I take it some light. Is it a rip-off of Cannibal Holocaust? Not really. Because you've got two actors that appeared in Cannibal Holocaust. In that era, they was making a lot of the cannibal films. Yeah, it's definitely a video nasty. If you see the uncut one, don't bother in the UK. Cut to pieces, like I just said, so I repeat myself. But get it from America if you've got an NTSC payer, right? If you want to do it the legal way, not the naughty way. Didn't hear me say that. And check it out in the uncut one. You can definitely see why it was banned in a lot of countries. Still today, cut to shit in our country, but that's our censorship for you. I would say this is the one that was one of the most infamous, one of the most nasty ones going. Funny thing is, the same director did the first Cannibal film, that being Man from Deep River. And you can definitely see at this point, it was trashing in a lot of cannibal films. It definitely is a video nasty. Definitely is gruesome. I wouldn't advise it for anybody, especially if you've got a fake art. But that's Cannibal Ferox. Come out in 81. Still a nasty film even today. It's definitely a ballsy film. If you see the uncut one, not the cut to shit one in our country. Other than that, be smart and be safe. And I'm going down for something to eat. See you later.